A founder just emailed you a deck at 11:52 p.m. 12 slides. No revenue. No product. Just a demo and a promise. You have until morning to decide whether to wire him $2 million. You're 33. You've done this maybe 40 times. 36 of those companies are already dead or dying. But the other 4? One of them might be the reason you're worth $100 million in 8 years, and the reason a firm you don't yet run will beg you to join. This is the strangest money in finance. You get paid to be wrong most of the time, as long as you're catastrophically right once. Tonight, you're going to climb the whole ladder, from unpaid scout to the general partner who owns the fund. Every level, every check, every way it breaks you. This is the ladder. Let's climb.
You're 24. You don't work at a venture firm. Not really. You're a scout. A well-known fund handed you a small pool of their money, maybe $100,000 total, and told you, find the founders we can't reach. You get paid almost nothing up front. What you get instead is the right to write tiny checks into your friends, the ones dropping out, the ones building in a dorm. If one of them becomes a billion-dollar company, your slice of that early check could be worth more than a decade of salary. Here's the game you're actually learning. Access. The best deals in venture are never on a website. They move through warm introductions between people who trust each other. As a scout, you're building the only asset that matters in this industry, a reputation as someone founders want money from. Most scouts fizzle. The ones who hit even once get the call that changes everything. Come in-house.
26. You're an associate at a real fund now. Base salary around $150,000, and for the first time, business cards that open doors. Your job is volume. You take 400 meetings a year. You build the market maps, you run the diligence, you find the deals, and then you hand them up. Because here's the brutal truth of this level. You usually can't say yes. You can only say, let me bring this to the partners. You are a scout with a salary and a boss. And you're doing the hardest unpaid in glory work in the firm. You kill 400 companies a year so the partners can fund 6. Every no is a small relationship you have to end gracefully, because the founder you reject today runs the deal you need in 3 years. The gate to the next level is the one thing an associate almost never gets, a deal that's yours. One you sourced, championed, and dragged through the partnership that actually returns money.
29. Principal. This is the in-between rank, where careers are made or quietly ended. Now you can almost say yes. You lead deals. You take board observer seats. You have a real carry allocation, a slice of the fund's profits. For the first time, if the companies you back succeed, you don't just get a bonus, you get rich slowly. But you're on a clock the associate never felt. The partners are watching one number, your deals. In venture, that number takes 7 to 10 years to fully print. A company you back at 29 won't IPO until you're 38. So the firm makes a bet on you before your bets have paid off. They're reading the leading indicators. Are your companies raising up rounds from investors smarter than you? Are the best founders taking your calls? The dark math of venture arrives here. You can do everything right, Pick well, help hard, be honored by founders, and still lose. Because the one fund you were in happened to miss the decade's breakout company. Your fate is tied to a portfolio you only have control. The Gate to Partner, a company that goes from your term sheet to a real, marked up, this could return the fund position.
34. Partner. The email from the cold open, the 11:52 p.m. deck. That's your decision to make now. Alone. The money finally becomes venture money. You have a meaningful carry stake, and if your fund does what a good venture fund does, returns 3 to 5 times the capital, your slice runs into 8 figures. But it comes in a lump, years out, when the companies exit. You are wealthy on paper for most of your 30s. The job transforms into something they don't warn you about. You're no longer hunting deals, you're serving them. You sit on 8 or 10 boards. You get the 2 a.m. call when a founder is about to lose his co-founder, his biggest customer, or his nerve. You are part therapist, part recruiter, part executioner. Because sometimes the most valuable thing a partner does is tell a founder the company is over. And you carry a specific lonely fear, the anti-portfolio. Every great venture partner has a list of the companies they passed on that became legends. That list never leaves you. You said no to the future once, and you'll do it again next week, because you have to. The gate to the top isn't promotion. It's whether the firm's returns and the LP's loyalty are attached to your name.
39. General Partner. You don't just invest the fund now, you own a piece of the firm that raises it. Here's the mechanic that runs all of venture. A fund charges its investors, the LPs, the pension funds and endowments and sovereign wealth, a 2% annual management fee and keeps 20% of all the profit. That 20% is the carry. As a GP, you own a real share of it, plus a piece of the management company that collects the fees every single year, win or lose. Do the math on a $500 million fund that returns 3 times its money. That's $1 billion of profit, $200 million of carry, split among a few general partners. And funds stack. You're raising the next one while the last one is still maturing. But now you have the hardest job in the building. Raising money from people who are harder to say yes than you are. You spend your best years in windowless rooms convincing a Michigan pension board to give you another $400 million. The founders think you're the power. The LPs know you work for them. The gate to the final level is the one thing money can't buy quickly. A track record long enough that people will hand you a fund with your name on the door. 44. You leave the firm that made you, walking away from carry that has invested, often tens of millions, to raise a fund with your own name on it. Why? Because at someone else's firm, you'll always own a slice of the carry. At your own, you own the franchise, the fees, the carry, the brand, the next fund, and the one after that. The reality? For 18 months, you are a founder yourself, with no product but a reputation. You pitch 200 LPs. Most say no. You put millions of your own money in because investors demand you have skin in the game. Your name is the fund now. One bad vintage, and there's no brand to hide behind. But if it works, and this is the summit, you stop being an investor and become an institution. The great venture names? The firms stenciled on the doors of Sand Hill Road. Every one of them started exactly here. One person, a reputation, and the nerve to put their own name on the risk. And the quiet truth at the top. The best GPs will tell you the money stopped being the point years ago. What's left is the search itself, the addictive, impossible hunt for the one founder in 1,000 who changes the world, and the vanity of having your name on the check that found them first.
So, the whole ladder. 24 at the bottom. Writing $10,000 checks into your friends for almost no salary. Mid-40s at the top. Owning a firm that decides which futures get funded. But run the other ledger. A decade of being wrong in public. Founders you failed. Companies you killed. The legends you passed on that haunt a list you'll never throw away. Venture pays in patience and charges in doubt, and the bill comes due every fund cycle. Would you climb it? Tell me in the comments, could you write a check knowing you'll be wrong 36 times out of 40? Because that's the job, and almost nobody can actually stomach it.